So tell us how people can develop routine. There's a lot of men and women watching right now that don't know where to begin and how to
Uh-huh.
form a routine.
Yeah, so first of all, I said to know your values and goals, to start
The
with
why.
the why. And then the second was the small steps. The third one is to create a plan. You should have an exact plan how you should implement that into your daily life. For example, if you want to do that in the morning, in the evening, or during your day, you should have an exact plan how to do that, to create that plan. Then it's very important to track your progress at the end of each week. That's very important because what people usually do when they fail at some point,
Yeah.
someday, they just stop doing it. That's another reason that people are not developing like consistent routines because they just don't see the results. And when you track your progress at the end of each week and you see where you were and where you are now and you celebrate your small wins, that's another thing which is very important in creating routines, to have it for a lifetime, not for a short term. Another important thing I would mention, to be flexible. For example, they could be days that you don't have time to do that. You are usually doing, like, let's just say 1 hour routine, right? But that day your kid is sick. If you are a mom, if you are a man, for example, you have this work deadline that you should do and you can't follow your regular routine. That's okay. You just do 5 to 10 minutes. So being flexible to the situations, whatever is going on in your life, it's also really important. So you can just take it a day, it's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
I feel like routine also can be very addicting. Like it becomes such a habit where you don't. And this is, I think, one of the parts where I wanted to dive into,
Mm-hmm.
because being somebody who is all about the routines, I find myself sometimes saying to myself, "Oh my God, like I didn't do this, I didn't." And I know that that balance is okay, but what advice would you give the people that do form this routine and don't have time for that? So you're saying be flexible, but it could be very anxiety provoking for some people. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, from a personal experience too.
Yeah, from a personal experience, just don't be hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, self compassion. I would say the next step is self compassion, to have that self compassion for yourself. Just don't be hard on yourself and don't think that everything that's happening in your life, it's
Yeah.
your fault. Everything can happen, and you just like, imagine if your friend is coming to you and is saying you that, this thing's happening in my life, and what you're going to answer? You're going to tell them that it's okay, this will
Hmm.
pass, you're a human. You should have the same self-compassion to yourself as you have to your friend, because what we usually do, we are compassionate to everyone else but not to ourselves. We self-judge, right? We think that everything is our fault, and if we are failing at something, then that's the end of the world, but it's not. Yeah.
I think one thing I would love to have people really take away from this podcast is to understand that this whole routine, the wellness routine, is all about really self care and really putting yourself for, and really just nurturing yourself.
Yeah.
Because amongst all these things that women and men have to do, like men have to be the providers, women are the nurturers, taking care of the house, baking bread, this, that, the routine gets lost sometimes. When do you ever find the time to really do these things for yourself? Because it gets so lost sometimes. And I have so much empathy for women who have this question. I don't know. I get this question asked a lot.
I want to say in my example, for example,
Yes.
before pregnancy, I had like different routine. And then
Really?
after that, I'm just taking everything easy. You should just, like I said, it's again the same thing. We're coming to the same thing, to be flexible. And when you slow down in life, you just being mindful of whatever you are doing, and you're not always in a rush. That's, a lot of mind work. It's not just one day work that people can do. It's been like a couple of years already since I'm working on every detail of my life, that I have this slow life right now. I'm not rushing anywhere.
Even when your house is not clean, you're not rushing? You know
I
that's a
love
problem
I love
of
a
all
clean
moms.
house. I love
I know. But why I wanted to bring this
I
up
love a
because I
clean
know
house.
the men and women watching this, particularly the wives of men, they're gonna be like, my house is so like I don't. It's I think that that's such an essential part of the lives of women right now. It's that clean house. They'll drop brushing their teeth. They'll drop eating the breakfast just to have that clean home. That's a level of anxiety.
No, you know what? What's my routine is? The first thing, I'm taking care of myself. The first thing when I waking up, I have my hour. If it's an hour or 30 minutes or 5 minutes, I'm doing
Or a
something
couple of
first.
hours, right? Yeah.
Yeah, first for me, something for me. If it's
What do you do for yourself? What's your routine like?
my routine, like before pregnancy, like I
Yeah,
said, it's
now.
like, yeah, now it's like I'm waking up before the kids, I'm doing my meditation.
I see that on your stories.
Yeah,
You meditate.
I meditate, and it's not like every day. I want to say that it's not. And if one day I'm not doing it, I'm not feeling like guilty of not doing it, and I'm not feeling anxiety of not doing the meditation. If one day I can do the meditation, for example, kids woke up before me, I would just go for a walk when everybody is there. I would just go for a walk for 15 minutes. Or I can do anything, I can make a green juice for me and drink it, something to nurture either my mind, my body, or my soul, anything.
So
It's
even
not
if
always everything together,
yeah. So
Sometimes
even if you have sorry to cut you off
it's
with so
okay.
much sugar and as we say in Armenian, when you have all these things, and I want this to be very clear because I want people to hear this. So even if you have so many things to do at home, you still say, no, I'm not going to do whatever I have to do in the house. I'm more important. I'm going to make my green juice. I'm going to take my deep breaths. I come first, not my house.
Yes, absolutely.
That's absolutely important for you.
Absolutely
How did you
important.
get to that level of that acceptance?
Because I already saw when I'm not doing it, what kind of person I'm becoming.
And
I
what
don't
kind of
like
a person do you think you were becoming?
with anxiety, more nervous, yelling at kids,
Miserable,
sometimes, not having patience with them, not liking myself, and then the rest of the day, I can't concentrate on anything, or just the day is going so fast, you just don't notice it.
Yeah.
So
you
it's
become a really unhappy, miserable person,
yeah,
right?
and when I did that too, and I saw myself what kind of person I'm becoming, and I don't like myself that way,
Yeah, it's
and
understandable.
yeah, yeah. And when you see that, and when you are conscious, and when you see that you really don't want to be that person, and you want to be your best self, I already learned that lesson for me, that for me to be in my best self, I have to do something for me, even a small thing in the beginning of the day for me, just for me. And then after that, of course, I clean the house, because if my house is a mess, I can concentrate on doing anything. So
Yeah.
that comes after. I clean the house.